I'll give you that chance. Now let's head over to Kisumu County, where the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, is currently holding an integrity and anti-corruption workshop for Bungoma County leadership in Kisumu. Let's listen in to that particular proceedings that is currently happening at the Lakeside City. There you have it, our very own Wycliffe. Wycliffe, good morning. If you can hear me, what will the workshop center around?
Well, thank you so much, and a very good morning to you back in Nairobi, Abdi. Like you've mentioned it, this is an anti-corruption and integrity workshop that is being conducted by the EACC, for the county government, or rather for the top leadership of the Bungoma County. And right with me here is the representation from the EACC, as well as the governor of Bungoma County, that is Kenneth Lusaka. And regarding your question as to the tenets upon which this particular workshop is based on, we'll invite Mr. Charles to take us through that particular workshop. Welcome to KBC, Bwana Charles. We've had a fruitful morning session regarding this workshop. Basically, tell us why we're here and some of the tenets or the areas of concern that you'll be taking you'll be sensitizing the leadership of Bungoma on.
Thank you so very much for this opportunity. On behalf of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, I just want to say that as we are all aware, the Commission is mandated to promote issues of ethics and also fight corruption in this country. And we do that through several means, but part of it, and most importantly, is the use of collaboration with partners in the country and also in the war against corruption. And we are here today because the county government of Bungoma requested the Commission to take them through an integrity and the capacity building training so that they are more informed about issues to deal with the ethics and anti-corruption. Upon that request, and in furtherance of the mandate of the Commission organized this workshop so that we are able to sit together with the top management of the Bungoma County to be able to take them through this. One of the biggest challenges this country faces, as we all know, is the issue of corruption, where the expectations of Mwananchi is that we offer public officers, offer services to Mwananchi to the benefit of the citizen. However, because of the evil hand of corruption, we have a situation where you find that resources are lost in the hands of corruption, so that individuals who are put in positions of authority take advantage of those positions to squander public resources to the detriment of the members of the public.
Well, yeah, you're right on that, and corruption keeps evolving in as much as the watchdog bodies like EACC keep on fighting corruption, but also it fights back. What are these emerging trends probably that EACC is keeping right on to ensure that now the public resources at the county level are put into good use?
Thank you. There are many ways of fighting this fight. One of the first and most important is really through the issues of creating awareness and the attitudinal change among the top leadership of institutions, because leadership in any organization creates the tone for doing what is right. Number two, the Commission, aware of the magnitude of this corruption, is aware that large projects where where money is supposed to be spent are a cause of corruption. So the Commission has put in place measures to ensure that in those large big projects which take massive amounts of money, we have trained our guns to that, so that we look at the budgeting process of the public institutions, we look at the implementation of the projects which are there, monitoring the procurement areas and the payment systems, because embezzlement of funds works within that kind of system. So there is a very deliberate move for the Commission to ensure that those kind of projects are monitored. It's also important to know that the management of the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission has prioritized other areas, like the service delivery points, where Mwananchi gets contact with the, the public officers. There are really places where people give small monies, but at the end of the day, it affects public service delivery, and people don't get what is just to them. So we have, as a commission, also trained our guys on that, and we shall be doing investigations towards that area.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. I will ask you to switch positions with the governor so that I can engage him just a little bit. Governor, this sensitization is specifically for the Bungoma County. And our viewers this morning could be wondering, why is the workshop is being held in Kisumu instead of Bungoma County?
We get people out of their own local locality for concentration. I don't want a situation where, somebody is in Bungoma and then he's thinking about his cows, he's going to think about his other things, he wants to run away. So Kisumu is far, so that we ensure that we have maximum concentration, and that's why all the top leadership is here, led by myself. And I have done this deliberately because I think information and sensitization is very important. For corruption to be fought, it's not only EACC that should be involved. It's our collective responsibility for all of us in positions of leadership, and that's why I wanted my people to be armed with the necessary information so that when they go back, they are able to assist the commission to assist this country in fighting corruption. And I'm sure that some of the areas that we are going to look at are areas of procurement, because those are some of the gray areas like they have rightly said, the budgeting. And we really want to emphasize matters of integrity, because integrity is what you do when nobody is looking at you. So that when we get out of here, no officer should say he was not told what exactly to do, because that's why it's important that we give this information to them, and that's why we are here in this workshop for the 3 days.
Right. Governor, you've been in this position before, and up to now, I'm quite sure that you've now devised measures or other systems to deter corruption in your county, you being at the helm. What is the thing that you're specifically doing as the county boss to ensure that corrupt deals are weeded out of your county?
We have a very strong audit committee, because that's one of the requirements of the law, the PFM, so that internal audit occasionally checks what is going on, and I get those reports on exactly what is going on, just to be sure that nothing is going wrong. So a very strong audit team. Sometimes I also just look around, check what is going on, the projects that are ongoing, go to the field, look at sure that everything. I'm doing my second term. I was there before, and I know about procurement. Emphasize have people of integrity, put systems in place that are able to address that. And even one of the issues that is affecting quite a number of counties is what we call on-source revenue. Sure. Because that is, again, a very weak area where a lot of money, there's a lot of pilferage. People collect money, they don't surrender to where they're supposed to surrender. And that's why we're emphasizing we want to go digital, so that we minimize human contact with money, so that a lot of these things are done just through a digital system where money just goes to the system and then it's accounted for. Right. Those are some of the areas that we are emphasizing. All right.
And we hope that those systems actually work in the way that you pretend them to work in. But just deviating a little bit from the workshop today, earlier on in our studios back in Nairobi, we were talking about the state of governance and politics in the country. Well, tomorrow, 25th, there will be commemoration, or rather, the young people will be commemorating whatever the events of last year's June 25th. From where you sit, Governor, you've been in public service for quite some time. You've been governor of Bungoma. You've been the speaker of the Senate, that is at the national level. The spokesperson yesterday mentioned that the protests that have been scheduled for tomorrow are outlawed. From where you sit, do you believe the young people should be given that leeway actually to continue, to stage the protests?
It's the democratic right. What we abhor is violence, destruction of property. If people are just demonstrating and walking, I don't think there's a real problem. But the fear is when they're infiltrated by goons who then go to loot property. That is where I think we must be careful about, so that we don't destroy our own country. But it's a democratic right of anybody who wants, is in the law. So if they want to do that, so long as it's peaceful, I don't have a problem.
There have been remarks from certain quarters that the violent protests that we've been witnessing are orchestrated by the insecurity apparatus that are shielding these operations outside the confines of the law. Your opinion on this?
I'm not aware of such things. Those are the propaganda that I'm talking about. You know, we talk about things that there's no evidence. I think let us just stick to what I've said, what the law says. If some people want to demonstrate peacefully, let them do it peacefully, but let them not destroy property. Thank you.
All right, Governor, just hold on a bit. Ashim, I understand you have a question for the governor. You can throw the question so that the governor can respond to it.
Okay, you can inquire from the governor, Wycliffe, if you can hear me. There were already lands that were earmarked for the government, especially for the Department of Housing, and some of them were grabbed. At the end of the day, we saw EACC coming in time to recover some of those particular land, and others are actually being used by the county government. So is the county government willing and able to return those lands back to the national government?
Well, but Governor, there is a question that my colleague in studio is asking regarding, actually that issue has been touched on, where it touches on the collusion between the county officials and private individuals in diverting county property. And in your county, are you aware of certain parcels of land that are that the EACC is actually following up on? And if so, what is your level of collaboration in terms of to recover these properties?
Of course, we already have a task force report which went round to identify land that has been grabbed. It has been, it's in the assembly, and once it is approved, we will definitely implement the recommendations that are, because it was very elaborate. And I think we have also been working very closely with EACC. Like they have rightly said, there's land that is public land, which somebody has gone and fenced, and I think it's under investigation. We do not advocate for grabbing of any public land, and all that should be implemented. All grabbed land must go back to the rightful owner. If it's government land, let it go back to the government. So we are collaborating. We are giving all the necessary information to EACC, and we'll also be implementing the report, the task force report that was done about 2 years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Madam Governor. Hashim, that's all about the workshop this morning, and of course that is just a snippet of what we are doing here. Much regarding this particular event will come to our viewers later on in our subsequent bulletins, but for now let me hand it back to you in studio to continue the studio interview. Hashim.